Hey, Riot podcast time.
I was going to say you sound a little down. Let's have a little enthusiasm here. It's Friday. It's Woo Day, like we said. Okay? Finally Friday here.
Oh, I think I go downhill through the show. I think I'm just...
Which I think yesterday was it the day we talked about how you finally were going uphill, and I thought you were feeling better.
It's fine! Mm-hmm. Don't worry yourself. I want you guys to get some rest out there.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, hey, in the podcast today, we talk about a new web series that you could spend some time with this weekend. What the heck an xCloud is. Probably most importantly, talk to Ryan Clark from Demon Hunter.
Oh, that's right. The audio is not the best towards the end. It got hard to hear him, but it's there, and you can actually watch it, which is a little better if you go to RadioU Riot on Facebook or YouTube channel.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it doesn't sound that great, but we decided to go ahead and include it.
Yeah, the connection just wasn't the best, but enjoy it anyways.
Yeah, so we do that. We talk antibiotics, Canada, Johnny Manziel, Nintendogs, and music.
It's a full podcast.
So hope you guys enjoy it and have a fantastic weekend.
Okay, feel better?
Yeah, you know what? I really want to.
Just get some rest.
I want to.
Get some rest and feel better.
Now my emotions are starting to get tied up in my physical being.
I know, because what if you don't feel better?
So I'm like, what if I don't feel better? And I'm tired of whining about it. Well, I'm tired of when people ask me how you're doing, it's like, do you want the honest answer? Because I don't feel good.
Monday, he's going to be a new person coming in.
New Monday, new me.
Feeling better.
Come on.
And no sickness anymore.
Man, hallelujah. Let's do this.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Awful, terrible, horrible, pathetic. Someone grab me a thesaurus. I'm gonna need more words to describe how bad these guys are. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So yesterday, Microsoft kind of had their first video in which they showed off xCloud. Now, xCloud is something that they've mentioned little bits and pieces here and there. And what it is their cloud-based Xbox service.
Sure.
So here's the idea. Your phone streams a game. It's not there locally, but you're able to play like a full quality Xbox One game on your phone and do it over. It really would just be a matter of you having enough bandwidth. So whether
it's on you if it's possible.
Yeah, it is. And so you're either paying, I guess they're saying with 5G phones, it's like a flawless experience because 5G is supposed to have so much bandwidth. It's doable on 4G. And
might not be pretty all the time.
Might not. And then, of course, you've got a decent Wi-Fi signal, and it would be doable. So they were showing off how you can, with Bluetooth, you can actually connect your Xbox One controller to a phone, or you would be able to use on-screen controls, which would be the worst possible solution.
Yes, because you're streaming it.
Yeah.
So do you think as there's, to me as a non-gamer, I always feel like there's two types of game. There's console gaming and there's like phone gaming.
Yes.
So, and there's different styles and there's different limitations for both of them up to now.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like you would enjoy a console game, though, on a phone, or is it just not, they're not made for that yet? They might in the future, but just not yet.
I can tell you that I would be absolutely interested in this, mostly because, and I think I could be this guy, in this photo where they're demoing this xCloud service from Microsoft. You see somebody that they've basically designed a phone mount that you could put on your Xbox controller, put your phone in, and play that way. And that interests me. I have some very specific use cases. One of those being that during the fundraiser every year, I just spend oodles of time inside this building.
Just waiting.
Yes, waiting between times to be on the air.
Sure.
And so my thought was like, wow, if you're telling me that, I could take an hour of my downtime and be able to play whatever game I'm playing on my Xbox, and I could just do it on my phone here, I would totally do that. Absolutely.
So I'm sorry, I didn't catch. Is it going to be an extra price? Or are you paying monthly?
They haven't said. The
Microsoft xCloud?
xCloud. Speculation is it's something that you would pay for like Game Pass. And again, this part's speculation. Like they demoed the service a little bit yesterday. But the speculation is, hey, this would cost $10 or $15 a month. and would give you access to either A, games that you own, or B, like with Game Pass, how there's like 100 games in there, and it's a rotating service of games that you would have access to.
Sure.
So,
well, Joe texted, said, think about it. Any travel, you can play your games without bringing your entire system. That would be amazing. And Joe, I don't like this part, or play while you're driving. But he says, ha, ha, ha. So I think he's teasing.
please don't
Joe,
play.
Because you're teasing, but most other people are not teasing. They would try it.
So you know what? I think it's got...
That's how gaming, I feel like, will go.
This is where it's going.
Exactly.
Yeah. What will be funny is, like, in 10 or 15 years, you'll be an old man, and you'll be like, when I was your age, we had to buy a console that only played games.
And that's not how it's going to be.
No, it would be like, why didn't you just play it on your phone? That's where you're headed. Yeah. So, I mean, you think you could play it on any device. Like, hey, play it on my phone, play it on my tablet, both of which will probably disappear. Play it on your TV. Like, it's kind of cool.
The Riot has a problem with authority.
It's a little rule. Maybe you're not familiar with it. Nobody tells me what to do, ever.
So, hey, Captain Marvel, 1 week from today.
Yeah.
I've got my ticket. I'm going alone, which is one of my favorite ways to go.
Now you won't be distracted if there's friends
That's
and family.
right.
It'll just be you.
Right. I don't want to focus on other people. I just want to focus on me and Brie Larson. That's the important thing that needs to be focused on. So apparently one of the things that takes place in the Captain Marvel movie is that someone asks her why she doesn't smile more often, which I just have to ask. I was not aware of this as a thing until recently. Do you have random men ask you to smile?
Well, they expect you to be
smiling.
Yeah, like more cheerful looking.
I had a conversation with two female friends like a couple weeks ago about the fact that they will have men randomly in public say, hey, smile for me. Give me a smile.
Yeah.
You're too pretty not to be smiling or something like that.
And it's usually strangers and older men.
That is
weird.
The weirdest, like creepiest.
It'll be like, hey, smile, baby, usually. Why? Don't know.
What? First off, totally news to me.
But I think it's different. Sometimes when you're a female, when you're out in public, guys will just talk to you. And that's it's like kind of like an icebreaker or something. And it's just, if you're walking past them, they might say that to start a conversation. But yeah, It's normally older people. It's weird.
That's no good for me. Mm-hmm. That's no good for me. Like, you know what? If a girl doesn't want to smile, maybe that's your end. Like, hey, baby, frown for me.
That's more realistic. That's for nowadays. Like, just ask her to do that.
Give me dour. Okay, give me angry. Give me upset that this man's talking to me. You're boom, boom, boom.
Boom. And she's past you. She's walking past. She's gone.
Just a heads up. That's not good either. Like, it's not. It's good right here when Nikki and I are laughing about it, but out there in the real world.
Not in public.
Let's not.
Especially not in like a classroom setting or like a job setting.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I think that's the weirdest thing. Like, men randomly telling women they should smile more. Like,
Well, they want you to almost act like you're smiling at them.
I guess.
So,
let's
just not do it.
Okay. It's weird. So it's in the Captain Marvel movie. They say that it's part of the quote-unquote female experience that they wanted to depict in the film. It's just like, man, it's news to me, right? There's a lot of things going on. I think I might just be oblivious. I mean, I'm the kind of person that goes to the movies by themselves. I don't know what's going on.
You don't know what the real world's like at all.
What's going on? I'm clueless.
Well, Obi's also super nice and just a wonderful gentleman, and you would never do that. It's not even in a... even if you didn't even know it was awkward.
Well, the temptation now is to do it ironically, which someone's not going to know it's ironic, so...
So it's better not to do it.
So the only person I could do that to would be my two friends or Nikki.
I'm here.
You know what? Who has the energy anymore? Irony, right?
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
We mentioned sitting around this weekend, maybe taking in an easy game or something like that, watching something. This was, I'm going to call it interesting, and you guys can call it what you want to on your own. So like 3, 4, 5 years ago? I don't even know how long. Maybe not that long. There was a game that came out called Alien Isolation, and it was a sequel to Alien, the movie.
Oh,
and
okay.
you played in the game, you played the daughter of the main character. So Ellen Ripley from the movie Alien. And in this game, you're Amanda Ripley. And her
Totally
daughter.
different.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Totally different. But, one of the things, I played the game a little bit, and the production design, it was just an intensely cool looking game, whatever. But it was, there's just, I don't know. I just didn't
Quality
stick with
problems, or just was the story boring?
Well, that's the thing, is a lot of people say the story is the part of it that was truly amazing, that they wrote this really great story and it was really good and all this kind of stuff. And so what they have done is IGN, the game website people, they have teamed up with the people behind Alien Isolation, and they have gone through and they've taken all the cutscenes and they've made new cutscenes so that it basically makes a movie. So they have made a 7-episode web series out of this. They're about 10 minutes apiece, and you can go in and watch the cutscenes, and again, the new content. So instead of it playing like a video game, it's going to play like a web series, like an animated web series.
Well, you're not playing anything then, like game-wise. You're just watching it.
You're just watching it.
Well, I guess it's interesting if you never made it far enough in the game to watch all the cutscenes.
I know somebody like that.
Is that you? So where you actually want to see them, though?
I think I might check it out. I keep.
Why did it take so long, though?
What?
Meaning, if it's an older game, why did it take them a while to do that?
Well, you know what? They made a sequel to it on phones. And so I guess probably at the end of all this is they're really just trying to get you to buy the phone game.
I see.
And the phone game's a premium game. So I think you pay $5 for it, and there aren't in-game purchases and stuff. It's just like a standalone.
Oh, it's not? I thought there was in-game, like, clothing for your aliens or...
In truth, that's probably true.
I'm sure there is.
There probably is something like that.
You can get a new car for your alien.
Did you get the unicorn hat for the alien?
I mean, have you even played it then?
Man, I don't even know who you are anymore, honestly. Come on. But it's free. It's on YouTube. I want to check it out. I want to remember this tonight.
Well, they've renewed, you could just add it to your playlist because, it's free and it's on YouTube and it's short. So, that's the trifecta for you.
You're right.
It should be workable to get you to watch these.
Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put it in my watch later queue that I have on YouTube. And, the great news is, Nikki, that I have YouTube Red, so I won't even see any commercials at all.
I'm sure you got a lot in that list, though. Is it long? Yeah,
there's a lot there.
Got to go in and clear it out.
There's a lot there.
I have not seen any of the Alien movies, but I did see Prometheus, and that was... I know. But wasn't that a part of the Alien universe?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a prequel to Alien. It's not good.
I think I got trapped into going to see that. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't sure.
That's what Eric made you go?
Well, I just didn't realize what it was.
Yeah.
Trapped into a space movie with aliens.
That's a movie I've gone back to a couple of times. Man, I know it's got to be better than I remember. And you're like, nope.
It's exactly how you remembered it.
It's not. It's just like I've tried to go back and watch, what was it, Alien Covenant? Is that what it was called? The movie from 2 years ago? I picked that up for $3. And I was like, yeah, I'm watching this again. I'm going to watch it one more time because, I'm going to watch it. And, I got it out.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. I got 10 minutes into it. I was like, you know what? I don't like it.
It's bad.
Why did can I get my $3 back?
There are pros and cons to everything in life, except for the riot. Here, it's no pros and all. It's the Riot on RadioU.
If you want to go ahead and grab some water bottles and put the plastic down in the bathroom, it's cleanse time, baby. Our friends down at Taco Bell want to make sure that if one chalupa didn't get right through you, don't worry about it.
You could have 3 of the chalupas.
The doctor's prescribing some extra lupa for you.
It actually does sound like an antibiotic, doesn't it? It's shockingly well.
I'm not feeling well, doctor. Well, let's try the Tripulupa this time. That'll clean you out.
It sounds like some sort of balloon procedure. Doesn't it?
You just get a local anesthetic. You'll be out by the end of the day.
You'll be perfectly fine. Someone needs to come and pick you up because, the
you're not going to be able to drive yourself home.
Is not exactly an easy procedure.
I mean, it's something that it's not that complicated, but you're definitely not going to be, you're going to need a couple days off.
So for the Triplupa, it also sounds like an ice skating twirl.
Jim, she's going for it. She's up. She's done it. She's landed the Tripulupa. It'll be gold for sure.
Oh, my goodness. Sounds better than the actual item, doesn't it?
Oh, it really does.
So the Tripulupa is what it sounds like if you get a chalupa, but they did this in like 2018 for a testing thing in Orange County.
Yeah.
But it looks like they've been baked wrong because the 3 chalupa shells are connected together.
Uh-huh.
And that's what you get.
They're bringing it back for another test run, this time in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is great because Orange County, not a hub, but the Minneapolis airport, that's a major hub.
Yeah.
So this weekend, you could fly yourself in, get yourself some Tripulupa, and then fly on home.
Right back around and go home.
Nobody wants to be on the plane with you on the return trip.
The Orange County ones always get it because, they're out of there. So that's where the headquarters are. But that was testing in that area late November and early December of last year. And then, yes, this time in Minneapolis, it's from February 28th. So yesterday until early April.
Debbie, could you sit down? We have your testing results here. What is it, Doc? What is it, doctor? What is it? I'm afraid you have Tripulupa. No!
It's 3 times as bad.
No!
That's because you didn't listen to us when you had the chalupa and the double lupa, and so now you have it the worst.
We told you when
you're dying.
We told you when you had chalupa that if you didn't get it treated, it would run rampant through your system.
And now it's Tripulupa.
And now it's spread to Tripulupa.
Again, this is all better than the actual item.
So who wants to go to Taco Bell?
I think we've really sold it, haven't we?
Oh, my gosh. My Tripulupa is killing me.
It's like a little spot in your back, right?
Yeah. Last night, I was with some friends. We did a Tripulupa. I am so sore today. You just wouldn't believe it.
I still think ice skating might be my favorite because it totally sounds like one.
Absolutely.
She did a Tripulupa.
She's going from a double spin into a Mary Jane and Tripulupa.
We've never seen that in the Olympics before.
You could be learning jujitsu right now, or how to drive a race car, or do anything productive with your life, but no. You're listening to the worst of the riot on RadioU.
It is the Riot, and we've got a really great day for you.
We do. It is New Music Friday, so you each have a chance to win big time from Demon Hunter today.
So with us right now, one Ryan Clark of Demon Hunter fame. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good. Tired.
Oh, I bet it's a busy day for you.
So
yeah, I was up late last night.
I'll bet you
on music stuff.
Okay. Well, what kind of music stuff were you working on? I mean, it's release day, so what are you doing?
All the last minute things?
Yeah, that. Maybe a little music video stuff. Haven't quite announced the next one yet, but yeah, doing a little bit of editing, music video editing.
Okay. So you're actually, even though you haven't announced it, like, do you usually do your own video editing, or is this new?
Not usually the editing part, but I've been working with a friend on doing these, who filmed them and directed them, and so it's just we're finding that it's easier right now to kind of be in the same room when we're editing these things
at the same time.
Yeah, just so I can kind of say, oh, I like that shot or whatever. It's just it's kind of streamlines the process.
Now, is he happy you're in the room at the same time? No.
Yeah, I think he is. I mean. Understandably, most people would not. But
sure.
We worked together for a long time in the past. And
so he's good with it.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, is this like where we're looking at you right now, which if you're not with us yet, you can actually watch us live on Facebook, facebook.com/RadioU. Is this your home studio behind you? This is where you do most of your work?
Yeah. So back there is my music computer, and I'm talking to you from my design computer. So
okay.
Depending on the day, I'm either over here or over there.
And I noticed that you still have your creepy baby doll heads that are hanging out in the background.
You have to have that in every office.
Well,
that's just some of them. I have boxes.
Yeah, well, that's one I want you to know, I don't know if you remember, but we got a chance to come and visit you when you were at Tooth and Nail, and we went into your office, and that was easily the most striking thing about your office, were all of the baby doll heads that were scattered around.
Uh-huh.
Hope you couldn't get over that.
I
It's
still
a
carry the
lasting
memory with me.
Yes, it is. A lasting
I
memory.
remember.
So
I just like old things. I like antiques and old things. What's better than a creepy old thing?
yeah, well, I thought they were pretty creepy. Now,
Well, this is Ride with Demon Hunter, which you have for a New Music Friday today. We'll be having chances to win both the War and the Peace album when we ask for texter number 13 all day today.
So, Ryan, why go with 2 albums this time around? We talked to a lot of people that they're just releasing singles, and you've got 2 albums that are out today. Why 2?
It's been an idea that we've had for a long time, actually. Probably something we started kicking around in about 2010, 11. It just wasn't the right time then to do it for various reasons.
But now's the time?
Yeah, I think there's a right time in a career to do it. I think it could be kind of too early to do something this kind of advantageous. But also, it felt right rounding out albums 9 and 10, kind of all in one fell swoop. The biggest factor, I think, though, in being able to just bite off this many songs is that I have a lot of help in Patrick Judd, our guitar player these days. He kind of started helping write the songs as of the last record, Outlive. And so that's a huge weight of songwriting lifted off my shoulders.
Gotcha.
Sure.
So he did a lot of the songs on this record in terms of the music. And I was able to just focus on the lyrics and melodies. And then I came through with, about 2/5 of the song.
Okay. So, with the albums being called War and Peace, are they, I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to hear them yet. So, like, are we talking about, are they themed albums? Are they...
Is there a very angry one or a very
one that's more
peaceful
laid
one?
back? Like, what's the difference between the two?
It's mostly just a stylistic difference. So that's where the name kind of comes into play. It's just an expression of the polarized style that we play. Whether that's the really heavy stuff, which War is all heavy. It's not all barn burners. It's not all screaming. But
Sure.
It's all heavy for the most part. There are no ballads on that record.
Okay.
And then on Peace, it's not necessarily completely stripped down and acoustic, although there are a couple songs on there that are that. But Peace is basically like an exploration of what if we only did like rock songs or ballads or melodic songs.
Uh-huh.
So I think there's one line on the whole song, on the whole record that is scream. Everything else is sung. But that record has a broader range of like, there's a little bit of acoustic stuff on it. There's some straightforward rock stuff on it. There's some kind of down-tempo ballad stuff. There's stripped-down piano stuff. There's electronic stuff. So that record is like a little bit more well-rounded in terms of styles, but it's basically every type of melodic song that we have is exploring those parts.
So, did you find one of those that you liked better than the other as far as the like style and theme went?
Well, since we usually only do, 1 or 2, maybe 3 real melodic kind of down-tempo songs per record, having the ability to do a whole record of those is actually really fun. Usually a Demon Hunter record is primarily, it's like 80-20 heavy. And so being able to do a record that was completely, you didn't have to worry about it being necessarily heavy was actually
good.
a lot of fun.
Wish the worst of the riot would never end?
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
What is wrong with you? Get our daily podcast through iTunes, Google Play, or the RadioU app.
If I say what's the best country in the entire world,
America!
USA! USA!
Though we love and respect everybody, but USA!
Respect for all, but better than them. Respect.
Well, that does kind of catch.
mean,
It's catchy.
It's fine, whatever. And if I had asked you up until recently who had the biggest, tallest, fastest roller coaster, the answer would be USA!
USA! Do we not have it anymore?
And now all of a sudden you'll be like, Canada.
It's not as...
Canada.
Good one. I'm sure that hasn't been done before.
Hey, Nikki, you know what? Sometimes the low-hanging fruit is the tastiest.
Still fruit.
Just go ahead and reach out and grab it, okay? Why do we have to climb any higher when it's
Well,
there?
Canada has the space. I feel like at our amusement parks, we don't have a lot of
We're
room to grow.
landlocked.
Okay. They've already built all that they can.
Well, the Val Raven at Cedar Point in Ohio was the tallest, longest, fastest. Now it's going to the Yukon Striker.
Yeah.
You just had to get the Yukon in there, didn't you? The Yukon Striker is built by the same people that built the Val Raven. It's going to
Where's
open.
their loyalty?
What?
Meaning since they already built ours.
You are, hey, what's wrong with you? It's going to be at Canada's Wonderland, and it opens on May 3rd, 2019. 80 miles per hour, 3,625 feet of track, and a 245-foot, 90-degree drop.
And then you shoot down. I saw the rendering, and you land in gravy. Yeah, poutine.
You're the fries.
But it's a very polite ride, and they're wonderful.
It's very kind. No, you actually do go underwater, though. So,
Is it water?
There's a hole in the water. So it's not like you're in the water.
Sure.
But you're under it.
You go through it, yes.
Well,
Not in the water, but in the tunnel. You go through the tunnel.
you go through the tunnel in the
Of
water.
course you're not going
So
through
you
the
could
water.
say you're going through the
If
water,
they're going
but like
through
you're
the
not
water,
in the water.
If you're in the water, this is a totally different ride,
Yeah.
and I'm not ready for that.
And the water's there just in case you fall out, you're safe.
Yeah, you know where you can land.
Yeah, no big deal,
Don't
right?
say that. What if something happens? Don't do that. Don't put that out there.
You're right, actually. You're like, well, you know what?
Remember that time on March 1st, 2019 that you said something?
Yeah.
Someone fell out.
Well, guess what? Fast forward to May 1st, and it's not so funny.
It's not.
Just kidding. It's May 3rd. But yeah, that's when it opens. Well, that'd be interesting. We should go to a Canadian amusement park.
Wonder what it'd be like. So is it at in Canada?
Canada's Wonderland.
Calgary, maybe?
Would you just picking cities you know?
Well, it just seemed like.
You're just picking cities you know.
They had the Stampede thing. I didn't
It's
know if
in-
they have room for it.
It's in Vaughan, Ontario.
Okay.
It used to be known as Paramount Canada's Wonderland, but then they
Well,
sold
the great
all those.
Paramount of the 2000s when they sold that all.
Okay, according to their website, it's amazing in here. Oh,
I've heard of the place
my
before.
gosh. Okay, all right. Right now, the current temperature at Canada's Wonderland,
Yeah.
negative 12 degrees Celsius.
Well, it's probably not open. I'm sure it's closed until May. I
Well-
bet you that's when they open.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's cold there right now.
It's cold a lot of
It's 10
places.
It's 10 degrees at Canada's Wonderland right now.
It is a wonderland. It's very snowy.
They
That
have.
sounds nice. If we ever go to Canada as like a show, we should totally go.
We got to figure out how to get there from here. Let's see. Can we drive? Do you guys have directions? Look here at the bottom of the page. Explore the park. Directions.
Glad we get to do this with everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something that's so much better
Something else to do today?
that we're going to do right now?
When you fly into Ontario.
I want to know how long. Yeah, we're going to fly. Man, the station's not paying for us to fly. We're driving.
No. I'm sure there's a budget seat somewhere.
6.5 hours.
We've done
That's-
we've done more than that.
We have.
For drives.
That's not that far.
We could totally do that in the summer.
Riot skips work, but we go to Canada. I got my passport.
Crossing the border. Yeah, but last time you crossed the border.
I had a hard
you
time
a little
crossing the
time,
border.
but you were going to do some work stuff, and they don't like that.
No, well, we'll just tell them we're there for fun, and we'll hide the webcams.
This sounds stupid. Okay.
You know what? It wasn't stupid till you called it that. You just made it stupid.
What are you guys doing? Nothing. Nothing, sir. Nothing at all. We're not going into the country to work.
We're going to Canada's Wonderland, baby!
We can tell him that our work never seems like work. It's always so much fun.
We're getting on that Yukon thing!
Yeah, that would be a good time.
Canada!
Doing that one.
Wait.
Stop. That's why you were stopped at the border.
Starting your day with the worst of the riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Okay, I want to ask. I'm crowdsourcing this, and this is whining. I'm kind of whining, and I'm sorry, but I want to know. Does anybody else get to a point when they're taking antibiotics that they feel like they can taste the antibiotics, like it's in their mouth?
Like metally?
Like I don't know.
Obi has been sick, but getting better.
Oh, sure.
Had a sinus.
Much better.
Yeah, so much totally better, which is why we're talking about it.
Technically, I am better.
Sinus infection and a ear infection.
Yeah, I woke up and
which seems to be the thing. You always seem to now get an ear infection when you have a sinus infection.
It's the new hotness. It's after I got my deviated septum fixed. It just runs straight down the back of my throat, and it's like
right into the ear stuff.
Infect them ears, baby. We're
weird.
gonna fill them. We're gonna infect them. We're gonna move them in.
It makes me think every time you tell me, when you were like a baby or younger, and they put those tubes in your the tubes in your ears.
No, I don't even know. I don't think I've had an ear infection since I was like 2.
But now you always get them when you get a sinus infection.
Now I'm a twofer, all right? I get them both. But yeah, I want to know. I feel like I can taste it.
Drink something else.
I'm drinking some coffee right now.
But that is so acidic, that probably just makes it worse.
Oh, don't say things like that.
Well, it's not the coffee's fault. Coffee, it is what it is. But you should have another drink that complements.
You think some Diet Mountain Dew?
That'll blanket it. That'll just
take it right
out of it. Yeah, you should have something else. I think that just makes it worse.
I just know that, I woke up in the night last night, and it was just like, I taste it.
I think it's just you.
I taste it. I swear I taste it.
So do you want a yes or a no? Has anybody else have that with antibiotics? Anybody else
feels that way. That when you take antibiotics, you hit to a point where you're like, I taste it in my mouth right now.
Does that mean it's working?
I don't know. Does it?
I don't know. I don't know. I've not had that before.
I taste it. I feel like it's a weird mix between sour milk and, I don't know, something. It's bad. It's bad, Nikki. Don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Go get a Mountain Dew. Try that. Doctor's orders. Okay? You get on in there.
Hallelujah.
You go get your bottle. You go take your medicine.
Wait, Joel says when you taste a Donato's pizza and it tastes like your medicine, it happens to me with Augmentin. I think that might be what I'm taking. Isn't that like a mixture of, that's what I'm taking, Augmentin right now.
So maybe it is something with it.
Jamie says yes right now. Rocky says, no, dude, that's weird.
Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you.
He calls it like he sees it.
Hey, I appreciate that. Kyle says you got that 6-day-old milk. Obi, drink that. Aaron Obadiah, coming from someone that has tons of sinus infections, I always thought that it wasn't the antibiotics I was tasting, but the infection itself breaking up.
Weird.
All right. Joel says horse pills, and Scott says never tasted it, but they make me mean.
Well, Scott.
I do. I have that problem.
You
but
don't
they
get
say it's
mean. You get what's another word besides mean? Grumpy?
What's a euphemism for mean?
Yes, someone pull up different choices.
Grumpy works. I get a little too forward.
Testy?
A little more willing to speak up.
Mouthy.
Yeah.
Grumpy, mouthy.
That's weird.
We'll go with that.
Okay,
combination.
Well, I appreciate at least a couple of people feel like they can taste it in their mouth. I feel like I can taste it. It's not good.
He tasted success. That's what he tastes in his mouth.
Not
good.
That's
it.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Them honey buns and Cheetos done caught up with me.
The Riot with Nikki.
Yeah, she's a liar because I don't know her. So whatever she says is a lie. So
The Riot, RadioU.
Johnny Manziel. What was this? Mr. Football, Captain Football?
Oh, Mr. Football feels right?
No,
or
I don't think that's
Hollywood
it.
something? I don't know.
Everybody got a name.
Just
right?
start guessing things and put it together with him. But
Football boy.
Was he played for Cleveland, right?
Yep.
Yes. I remember watching many years ago when I think he was finishing up college, or he had this documentary that he was
Johnny
a part
Football.
of. Yes, Johnny Football. He was in this documentary, and that's when he started showing all these bad attitude signs. And they were talking to him about, hey, are you able to overcome that or whatever? And I thought, well, he seemed like I kind of before that a somewhat nice guy, but then it just went downhill for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been able to recover and come back.
He's had a hard time.
Johnny Football.
Yeah. So here's the thing. He just got banned from Canadian football.
He did. He was playing there. But I don't know if he actually played a lot or what he did.
Well, I just remember his first game was bad. He had a rough start. But okay, I don't know enough about the guy to really like him or dislike him. I know a lot of people disliked him. I was kind of hoping that, he would go off to the Canadian Football League and maybe have a little redemption story, Like, hey, guy got his act together, everything's okay, and it sounds like that's not really the case, which is too bad. But there's one more little piece of controversy in his story this week. So his wife, Bree, she ran a half marathon in Temecula, California, and it was for a charity. What were they raising money for? It was the Divas Half Marathon for breast cancer awareness. So she ran the first half of the half marathon, and she was running 14-minute miles. And then she ran the second half of her half marathon doing 9-minute miles.
And you're like, oh, normally the second half you're worse.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd been saying that she didn't really train much, and
she says she didn't train at all.
I was just trying to be generous.
Okay.
You see
right.
that? I was trying to offer a little olive branch, but no.
Appreciate that. And so the basically they're saying she cheated.
Well, they're saying that her times on that would have been world record timing if it would have been true. And she's saying she didn't cheat. And she thinks it's disgusting that people would say she cheated since it's for raising money for a charity.
Which is what I would expect you to say if you cheated.
Pretty much. Do you know that they're looking at the AAF for Johnny Manziel?
Oh, really? The Alliance of American Football?
He's going to, I guess they said he's been offered a workout. So he's been banned from the CFL.
Canadian football.
The Canadian Football League. But
Which means
AAF might like him.
He's not going to be able to take that trip to Canada's Wonderland to get on that record-breaking coaster.
It's not in Canada
anymore. You just lost your chance, Johnny!
It's not in Canada anymore. If you are a football player and you have the attitude problems that maybe he's been known about, you have to be a really good football player to make it worth the team. And I think the teams are saying he's not worth the trouble that comes with him.
Oh. Don't you just want to hug him and tell him he has value as a person?
He does, but as a player,
I guess.
As a player, his skill is not matching up the trouble.
You know what my problem is? This is a real problem. I have a hard time telling people, like, no, you're not good enough. This is not, your work's not good enough. I'm just like,
you're such a nice guy.
You're a good boy, Floyd.
Yeah.
We thought about selling the worst of the riot, but let's be honest, no one is buying this stuff. Get it for free on the RadioU app.
Okay, there's a study now, this kind of blows my mind, that they say that music consistently disrupts creative performance. And they say that it doesn't matter if the music is instrumental only, it doesn't matter if it has lyrics, it doesn't matter if it's in a different language so you can't understand the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to music while doing creative things disrupts your creativity, which goes completely against what everybody thinks.
What you would think. So say you're doing a painting or something,
mm-hmm.
and you're painting, and you're like, I'll put some music on. So they're saying that would disrupt your creative moment?
Yep.
Huh.
So this is according to
I thought it would enhance it. Kind of seems like it would.
This is according to a study at the University of Central Lancashire, and here's the quote. We have found strong evidence of impaired performance when playing background music in comparison to quiet background conditions. Quote continues, creativity is a vital aspect of cognition underpinning activities such as innovative product design, scientific advancement, and effective advertising and marketing communications. So basically, it goes on for quite a while, but bottom line is this, is that music interrupts your thought process. Mm-hmm. And they're saying that when you're creating, you're actually using a lot of your thought process. And so this is impairing it.
And you're like, why do you care? Well, what if you're doing something creative and you're getting mad at yourself for not being able to focus at it and you don't realize, hey, you got something playing, and that could actually be making it harder on you.
I have reached a point when I have to do almost any writing at all. It actually annoys me. I want to listen to music. I want to have something going. I can't. My attention span is now roughly the size
even smaller
of 1/3 of my pinky finger. Like, it's tiny. And I can't listen to music because if I
used to like to listen to soundtracks and stuff, but
I've had to quit.
Yeah.
Part of my problem is if I listen to a soundtrack of a movie I've seen, I'm just reliving parts of the film while I listen to the soundtrack.
Oh, and then
that's really annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great if you're just listening, but I can't get anything done that way. And so
Well, Tim just texted in. He's listening to us. He's doing some soldering.
Soldering,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, he's soldering, and I guess we help him. So that's good.
Well, but, soldering, no offense, Tim, that's not really creative.
It's work. It's creative work.
Olivia says, does it say the same about classical music or music without lyrics? And the answer to that is yes.
Yes, it does.
It says that it is just as disruptive as music with lyrics.
It's hard, though, when you're doing something, sometimes when you have nothing but the voice in your head then.
That's you.
Well, yeah, but you want to have something to cover it up while you're trying to do something.
Well,
music's always good.
Something I've been trying to do while I'm creating or writing or whatever I have to do is I've been going with ambient noise, because a lot of times I'm so easily distractible. Like I distract so easily. And so just sitting upstairs, there's not a ton of us, but that's where we do kind of like some of our office stuff. I mean, if Nikki's just like, I need a TPS report, and I'm like, all right, I can't focus anymore.
It ruins it, doesn't it?
I just go on YouTube and look for ambient sound. So like crackling fire, rain.
The sleep app stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Or the other one is there are all these starship sounds that you can do. Like this is the Enterprise D. This is the Millennium Falcon. Like whatever
helps.
And, you're set.
There are two types of people in this world, and neither one of them likes the riot. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
I don't know how many years I'm going to reach back for this, but do you remember Nintendogs?
Nintendogs, yes, we had them.
That was on the 3DS, I believe.
So. And
right?
We had
Obadiah and Michael Barkingham.
But then we had, when you were done playing the game, you could send your dogs
to the hotel,
which was like, okay, you're ending your dog's career in the game. And it was terrible. But it was a fun game. It was just like you took care of them, and you
had a virtual dog.
I had a virtual pet.
You wash him.
Is it coming back? Because if that was for my phone.
No, well, okay. Yes and no. It's not Nintendogs, but I guess the people that made Nintendogs went off and made a little something else called Little Friends Dogs and Cats. Mm-hmm. And it's been in Japan for a while, but it just got announced that it is coming to the United States for the Nintendo Switch.
So it'll be out this spring. They call it the spiritual successor.
Mm-hmm. And when you look at it, you'll totally get it. It looks just like Nintendogs, but now, of course, you could have a Nintendo cat.
It's so cute. Fight it, Nikki, fight it.
You're getting it.
I have my own dog. I don't need another virtual dog.
You're getting it.
It only lasts so long. I'd spend so much money on the Nintendo Switch tax because they always charge so much money. Oh, you can pet them and look at the beds.
I want you to look at all the different ways you can dress them up.
Look how cute they are. Nope, stop it. Stop looking at it.
Look at him. He's dressed up like a cowboy. A cowboy dog.
I couldn't do that in real life, but I can in the game.
It's easy to do in the game. In real life, your dog would fight you the whole time.
Everything I've wanted to do to my real dog, clothing-wise, I could do in this game.
It's happening.
It looks cute. It looks
You're
fun.
Getting it. You're getting it.
How much is it going to be?
I don't know.
Not like real game price, right?
I'll bet it's $40. Don't you remember how expensive Nintendogs was?
That's so much money. I was thinking you were going to say 20. I don't think that's true.
I felt like Nintendogs was a ripoff.
You're doing the work. You're doing more work in the game, and that's how a lot of these, simulator type of games are.
Yeah.
We're doing all this work in this game that you're not actually doing in real life with your real pet.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I don't have... If you want to import it, I can get it for you for $70.
Not paying that.
I don't know what it'll cost to get it just locally. I'm going to stand by. I'll bet it's $40 because I think they can get. I don't think they can get 60, but I think they can get more than 30 out of it. I think they can launch at $40 and people would pay.
We'll see when they do that. But please, someone remind me. Let's set a reminder.
Don't worry.
For the spring.
I think we'll find out about it.
So if you're wanting to look at the game a little bit more, it's called Little Friends, Dogs and Cats. And that'll be out on the Switch, but it's already out in Japan.
And hey, if you can't wait, I want you to know My Little Riding Champion. That's out next Tuesday.
What's
and
that?
Nikki, that's how you could own a horse.
Pony one?
It's a horse one. Yeah, you own a horse and you set up your whole riding career.
I think I might Would I like that more? Because, like, I can't have a horse where I'm at, so this is the only way I could.
The other thing, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, you do a little digging, but there's a lot of horse simulators out there. Apparently, owning a horse is something that a lot of us just are looking into virtually.
We can't afford the real way.
You can't afford a real one. So, like, there's all kind of horse simulators out there.
Well, there are these poor horses that are like, can you just come and take me?
You're too expensive.
Too much money to keep the horse.
Mom said we can't have you.
But I can have this.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
The doctor's prescribing some extra lupa for you.